And it's going to be voluminous, doubtless. Organizational skills. Oh my God, Malaya, that thing you posted of the kitty is so hilarious and so spot on. They always pop in right at the best moment. There's Linda. Okay. All right. Let's start. So we are in an exercise class. It is Saturday morning in New York. I am in upstate New York, and I have some people in my Zoom room from all over the world right now. How exciting. Hey, Linda. And we're going to do a very Laban-based exercise. It's not that it's just the way that I teach. And I'm just going to keep pushing in the Laban stuff just because it's so helpful for other people. And I know there's a lot of teachers and other movement people that look at my videos. Cheers. Good morning. All right. So we're going to start standing up with breath support. Breath support, underlying foundation of everything. If we don't have breath support, where are we? Probably not alive. So inhale, reach out and up, reach to the skies, reach to the heavens, and then exhale, let yourself settle down. Settling down, feeling the gravitational pull of the earth, dropping your energy down. So we're inhaling, opening and lifting, and we're exhaling, coming back down. So my arms are moving through the vertical plane, right? I've got some side and some up down. Vertical plane is a combination of the vertical and the horizontal, right? So here I am in the vertical, I move through the horizontal, I take it back up to the vertical plane. And there are many systems where we can use the vertical dimension to connect heaven and earth. So let's just do that for a minute. You're going to rub your hands together, pressing up and pressing down at the same time and feeling yourself in the middle. Breathing into that space where there you are. You got some heaven up here, you got some earth down here. Maybe it could be sky and earth. If heaven is in any way offensive, bring it back in. Just touch your hands together and then switch it to the other side. And I want you to think about the lobes of your lungs. So you got these upper lobes and lower lobes. Most of our lung is actually in the back space, or 60% in the back space, 40% in the front. Our heart is nestled in there. So as we breathe, we're letting all of that move. Breathing, feeling the up and the down at the same time. And bring it together one more time. Pressing up, pressing down. Feeling yourself here in the middle, right? We're connected to the planet. We got the air above us, all around us. We're connected to each other through the earth and the air. Coming back in. And the internet. And press up again. Earth, air, internet. I've got to open the door. The cats are running wild this morning. Oh, there's one. Yeah, so we're just really finding vertical dimension up and down. Let's take it a little deeper to the side stretch. So opening up that side lung, side rib, quadratus lumborum, as we really reach specifically to place high with one hand. As if we have a point up there. Good, and then we're just going to spiral through the horizontal. So using this horizontal plane as a recuperation from all of that vertical up and downness. And also, we're just getting our lymphatic that's inside of our back body, in front of the back of our body, to move with the spiral, stimulating that twist. If there's any kind of blockages in there, we're getting them moving. And see if you can look all the way around behind you every time you go back. I usually do this first thing in the morning. I do 100. It's about 2 minutes. I highly recommend this as a practice to just throw in, to just wake up, look around behind you a whole bunch of times. And then we're going to shift it. I'm just going to move this back a little further. Oops, there's all sorts of chaos happening. And we're going to add the feet into that movement. So you're going to flex and spiral, flex and spiral. So there's that, is this plantar, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, one of those flexions of the foot. I think this is plantar. but maybe I'm wrong. All right, and then we're going to come back into the sagittal plane with something really easy. Taking your arms up, bend your knees, take it down, circle the hands back and straighten your knees, reach them out, and come back up. This is like practically a modern dance move, but we're doing it a little slower as we're cycling through the sagittal plane, the wheel plane. The sagittal plane has sagittal, forward, backward, and up, down, right? So if we keep shifting through these planes, through these dimensions and planes, as we work out, we get a much more full three-dimensional workout, which is great for our lymphatics, which is a big detoxifier of the body, and it's also great for our fascia. So, but the biggest detoxifier from our body, really, for our body is our lungs and our breath. So let's work with that breath support just for a minute. We're going to think of really breathing down into our bellies, and we're going to open and close our arms. So in Laban, there's this idea of growing and shrinking with the breath. And we can certainly think that our lungs are growing and shrinking with the breath. So we're just going to exaggerate it by, and then like we're really squishing in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, expand, exhale, condense in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So that was really in that widening and narrowing, right? We're adding that widening and narrowing. And I'm doing a little up, down with my legs. So we got some lengthening and shortening, widening and narrowing, and hopefully we're also bulging and hollowing. These are types of shape flow support that we're just doing with our body. Like sometimes people really don't breathe into their back body. Sometimes most people in Western culture don't breathe into their bellies very much. We've been told, suck it in, pick it up. This is good posture. What if we let some of that go and just be a little bit more alive, able to digest? All right. So we're going to do all of those things together with a cat-cow. I just got to move my mat. Internal rotation and external rotation. Standing cat-cow, arching and curling. So we got the spinal movement. We got the hips and shoulders known as proximal joints. We got our feet and hands. So we have some core distal patterning. Exhale. Inhale, open. Big breathing. Everything out. Everything in. Out. In. One more. Out. And in. And just shake it out for a second. Let it go. Bounce around. Relax your tongue. Relax your head. Relax your neck. Relax your hands. So that was also we call it navel radiation, where everything goes away from center and everything comes back into center. We can imagine that like a starfish. So let's play with that starfish energy for a while. Maybe our starfish also has a tail, right? So maybe it's a six starfish instead of a 5 starfish, because 5 you can see easily, head, arms, and legs. But if we imagine we have a tail, there might be more. So we're going to radiate out from our center, and we're going to come in onto one side. We're going to reach out and open, come in onto the other side. Radiating out, opening up, exhale, inhale, expand, exhale. So radiating away from center, drawing into center. Radiating away from center, drawing into center. We're adding a weight shift to this and a little bit of balance. Out, in. Let's make it a little more challenging. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up, come in, then reach it forward and come in. We go to the side, come in, leg goes forward, come in. Reach it out, bring it in, leg forward and in. Stretch it out. In, leg forward and in. I don't know which side I'm on. Susan just came in. So stretch it out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in. Relax for a second, shake it out. We're going to do the same thing, but this time the leg's going to go to the back. So it's going to be that out and in, all that movement in your upper body, and the leg reaching out. This is also kind of this balance of mobility and stability. We're mobilizing, stabilizing on one leg, but we're still mobilizing. So we're going to go to the back for the next set. Here we go. Let's go that way. So We're going to reach out, bring it in, reach to the back, bring it in. Stretch away, bring it in, reach to the back, bring it in. If you really want to go crazy, out, in, you can take this further forward and in, out, in, reach it out, in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. This is our last one. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and relax. Shake it out, let it go. Relax your cheeks. Relax your tongue. Excellent. I'm going to mute you just so you don't pop up on the screen. And then we're going to circle our hips. So big circles. Think of circling with your pubic bone and your tailbone, as if you're drawing an actual circle with your pubic bone and tailbone. Often when I do these hip circles, I'm thinking of the side body, sides, hips, hips. But I want you to think of pubic bone and tailbone reaching forward, tailbone reaching back, pubic bone forward, tailbone back. Change direction, other way. Reach through your tail, reach through your pubic bone. Stick out your butt, right? So really reach like you're trying to shine the flashlight on the space behind you. What is the flashlight? I think you can imagine. Stick it out, reach, bring it in. So we want our energy to be able to do this, to do that, to be in the middle. The same with this, like we started with this upper versus lower, connecting heaven and earth pattern. It's a Qigong exercise where we find ourselves in the center. It's the same thing with our pubic bone and our pelvis, right? We don't want to be walking around with our tail between our legs, but we also maybe don't want to be here. We want to come into the center of that where there's a balance between the front and the back so that no part is overworking. Different people are going to have different patterns in their body. All right, let's take it down to the floor. And let me have a sip of coffee before I get down there. And it's not to say one pattern's good or one pattern's bad. It's just some are going to be more functional in the long term. But because we sit so much, many people are probably getting kind of tight in the front of their hip flexors. Because we drop our heads so much, that's also going to be part of the pattern. So we want to work with the opposite pattern a lot to find that balance. All right, taking it down to the floor. You guys are all there. Let's do back of the hands, internal rotation, external rotation. You're going to come through and go beyond. Used to be I would always just have you come here, but now I think we're so closed in the front of our bodies, we need to win the race. Back of the hands towards each other. Inhale. You see runners do that last moment where they're breaking through. Exhale. Inhale, but feeling very connected into your fingertips, even as you go through. Exhale. Back of the hands. Inhale, open. Exhale. Breaking through. Exhale, back of the hands, internal spiral. Open it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back of the hands together. And then inhale. Serve the sandwiches to everybody on that side of the room. Exhale. Squeaky deaky on this side gets some sandwiches. He's not paying any attention. Back of the hands towards each other. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, feeling that core distal relationship, center to fingertips, as you're serving the sandwiches, shining your light, sparkling out all over the world. Exhale. Inhale, open it up. Exhale. Inhale, open, open, open. Oh, there's a cardinal out there in the tree. Very beautiful. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. He's watching. Oh, just flew away. Exhale. Inhale. Let's take our hands behind on the floor. Fingertips are pointing front. Feet parallel. So like these two tracks, lines, parallel through our body. Inhale, press it up. And exhale. If you can take it all the way back, go for it. If not, just down to here is fine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Again, we're working through the sagittal plane. We are in the wheel plane. Somersaults, wheel plane. I mean, we're not somersaulting, but anything where we're in this rolling pattern, we are in the sagittal plane. All right, let's actually roll back and forth. Let's stay in that pattern for a minute and roll like a wheel. I think people say, let's roll like a ball, but really, we're not rolling like a ball. We're rolling more like a wheel. Well, at least I am. Can't speak for everybody else. If it feels okay and you want to hang out in your plow, go for it. See if you can relax your shoulders in the plow. And then take it down to the floor. Let's do a little twist as a recuperation. So this idea in Laban, one of the major themes is exertion and recuperation. And exertion and recuperation doesn't mean I worked really hard and then I rested. I mean, it can mean that. But it can also mean I moved a whole bunch in the sagittal plane and then I used the horizontal plane. Well, this would be, if I was standing, it would be my horizontal plane, right? The spiral as a recuperation. And then come into center, and we're going to press up again in the sagittal, and then we're going to circle our pelvis. As you're circling, feel your weight shift. Feel your toes on the floor. Feel the back of the body working, front of the body opening up. And then change direction other way. Circling around. Feeling your femur head, your thigh bone, connecting into your knee. There's your patella, the two bones of your lower leg, tibia and fibula, and then into all the multiple bones of your feet. Let's come into center and roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Take a little push-pull with your feet on the floor and free up your spine here. So we're freeing up our head-tail connection. We're also in this relationship with our heel-sits connection. So sits bones, base of your pelvis, those little bones, your ischial tuberosities, connecting to your heel bone, your calcaneus. Relax your neck, jaw, and tongue. Let this send a wave of movement through your torso. Whatever's not moving, that's where the holding pattern is. So try to soften and release that. Let your belly stick out. Free the guts. And then let's come in. So again, this was very upper versus lower. Now we're going to do a side versus side pattern, right? So opening and closing. Just massaging out your back. Open and close. Upper versus lower pattern. Upper versus lower is a homologous pattern. A side versus side pattern is a homolateral pattern. One side and then the other. Now we're going to unfold. Unfold, extend out, and then fold into the floor. Unfold and open and fold it in. Let's unfold and flex through the hands and the feet, and then point and fold it in. Unfold, flex, push out through the hands and the feet. And then as you come in, curl your hands in and point your toes. Reach it out, push through the heels of the hands and the feet, curl in, open it out, right? So we're just including more joints in this unfolding and folding. Flex and reach, fold it in. Reach and open. And if that's too much to think about, don't add the feet and hands. You can always just go back to simplicity. You can even just roll from side to side. So make the choices that are going to work for you. If my back was really hurting, I would probably want to spend more time just rolling across, massaging out that fascia and muscle tissue. Let's come in and we are going to take our grab onto our knees and make circles, greasing up our hip sockets and also releasing our lower back. So as I'm circling, I'm letting my tail curl up and then I'm letting it kind of come back down. So tail and sacrum are getting some movement here. Breathe into it. and change direction other way. Big range of motion, as big as you got. And then let's take a happy baby. Breathing into your happy baby. You can play with your legs. You can let your happy baby be a happy baby. Happiness in your baby position. Right? Babies are very free in there, just playing around, moving. Well, lucky babies. And I just want to say this, and I think most people in this room do not have babies. However, if you know people that do, putting babies in those bucket seats and leaving them for long periods of time without having much movement is a really destructive thing to do to babies' nervous systems and their movement patterning. Babies need to have a lot of freedom to move around, like the swaddling even. My mom never swaddled me. So some people are really into swaddling, calms the baby down, they can't move too much. And it might be good while they're sleeping. I don't know. I'm not saying don't ever do it, but make sure that your baby has a lot of chance to really move, to learn these patterns through movement. Humans often want their babies to be quiet and not move very much. That is going to really debilitate them in the long term on a nervous system developmental pattern level, right? So get those babies out of their little containers, move them around, get them moving. Let's open up into an X and talk to your children, talk to your babies. That's another thing. I was in a course about patterns of powerlessness and powerful and powerlessness and power. And one of the things that one of the women there said, it was a very diverse group of people, was like, why didn't anyone tell me I should talk to my children, talk to my babies? So think about that. I'm in this baby kick. I don't know why. Oh, a bunch of my dancers have babies right now or are having babies. Heel rock, let your spiral. Let your spine have freedom, dig into the floor, mobilize. And then we're going to stretch through the right arm and left leg, find that diagonal, and release it in. Left arm, right leg, find that diagonal, and reach it in. Right arm, left leg, stretch it out, find the relationship, and then left arm, right leg one more time. And then release that in. And we're going to take elbow to knee, contralateral movement, cross body, right? Exhale up, inhale down. You can leave your head on the floor if you want to. Well, it's very interesting. What I'm going to say is I'm in this meditation group practice with Michael Taft. He has a channel on YouTube. And he's also part of the Berkeley Alembic. So Berkeley Alembic and Michael Taft, tons of non-dual meditation. And I want to say, I have such a hard time sitting still. So maybe if I had been swaddled or stuck in a bucket seat, it wouldn't be such a challenge for me. But stillness practice is so challenging for me. And I know that these things are really related to what happened to us as children. Like, I am such a mover person because I had a baby bouncer. I was free to move most of the time. I wasn't swaddled and I wasn't bucket seated. All right, let's come up. We spend a lot of time outside. Up and down, arm and leg straight. Exhale up, inhale down. And the final thing that I credit my super need and relationship with movement is that my dad used to roughhouse with us. My brother and I, my brother's older than me, would have these battles with my dad where he was in the living room. We had this big foam mattress and all these pillows, and he was there behind the foam mattress, and we had to come and run and smash through the foam mattress and get to the other side. Then we could run around the house and come back again and do it again. And he would toss us around, throw us around, and I did occasionally get hurt a little bit. But man, it taught me to love it and to not be too scared of really getting into the mix in the physical way. So kids who get that kind of roughhousing with their parents tend to have better spatial skills and better math skills. So I'm just throwing that out there. This is scientifically studied, but this is scientific data. All right, let's open up and internally rotate one leg at a time. So look back on your life at what your relationship with movement is. Like, There will be many places where, oh yeah, this is why I love that one thing, or this is why I love that. We went to the beach a lot. We spent a lot of time near water or rivers or lakes. So like I love to be in the water. I was given that gift as a kid to be able to do these things. All right. We're going to use weights if you have weights. If you don't have weights, that's totally fine. You can just hold your hands together or grab something like a book or anything else. My weights are fairly light. They're just 3-pound weights. I'm going to turn my toes in and knock my knees together, and I'm going to circle around my body. Exhaling up, inhaling down. I'm not coming that far up. I'm just coming past my shoulders. Inhaling open. If you have like a ball, one of those heavy balls, or a very light, what are they called? Kettlebell, something that's easy. And then change direction other way. Feeling again that core distal relationship. Center to edge. Or belly to fingers. 2 more. Last one. Yeah, so we do want to use weights sometimes. That bone density thing is real. We also want to make sure that we're having enough nutrition. So one of the things about anorexia or not eating enough food is that our bone density gets really, if we're not eating the food, our body is taking it from other parts of our body. So if we're not getting enough nutrition for whatever we're doing, it's gonna affect your body. And that will maybe not be horrible when you're super young, but when you get older, it's not like that density isn't gonna be as strong as somebody who ate more healthily. So nutrition is super important, but also weight bearing, using your muscles. I have to say, I didn't, at some point in my 20s, I was working out with a bodybuilder. We were doing a trade, ballet lessons for weightlifting and training. And so I did start to like learn how to do all the stuff at the gym with all the different weights and machines and whatnot, and probably was pretty strong then. And then I wasn't working out with weights as much. But now, since I started doing pole dancing, like I am stronger in my upper body than I've ever been. And I started pole at 50. So it's like I can do pull-ups. Like I did 20 pull-ups yesterday. So that's my new thing. I told you a few days ago about the woman who was doing 100 push-ups every day. I'm like, I'm gonna hit the pull-ups. Maybe not 100, but just working on them. So yesterday and the day before, I did 20. I think I might have done 25 one day. Circling the chest and lungs. Not all at once. I did them in sets of 5. But I used to not be able to do 1 pull-up. So it's kind of amazing. Change direction. But I'll tell you, if I was just doing it at the gym and it was just lifting weights, I don't know that it would have stuck in the way that going to pole dance class, it's so much fun. It's so fun. All right, let's come into center. We're going to take the elbows to the floor, press up. So that's one of the things I told you about my roughhousing with my dad, baby bouncer in the doorway, getting to jump around. So for me, the things that made me love movement were fun things. It was like, oh yeah, this is great. Wow. There is a lot to be said for staying present in what you're doing, using your movement like a meditation, like feeling into your body. So you're not tuning out, thinking about your dinner plans or what happened yesterday, but you're staying present with the sensation each time you do something. Okay, let's come over the back of the hands. We're going to change this slightly. You're going to curl your toes under. Hold on, I got to think about it. Arch, push the back of the hands into the floor, and then round the tops of your feet, round your spine, make little fists. So open up the hands, curl the toes under, arch, and then curl, hollow, and round. Arch. So again, we're just adding a whole lot of joints to this pattern. And curl, fist. One more time. Arch and open, curl, fist, and release. Let's come off our knees. Let's come onto our sides. I wanted to actually do a whole bunch of leg stuff today. And then we haven't really been doing that. So let's get into some leg stuff. Taking it down onto your side, let's start turned in today. So turn that top leg in so that your toes are pointing down, your heel is pointing up, and we're going to go up. Legs are straight down below you, so we're not in that Pilates pike, but legs are right underneath you. So you're long through your psoas, long through your hip flexors, up and down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go parallel. Make sure it stays parallel. If you start to get high, chances are you're turning out. I don't mean high in your energy, I mean high in your leg. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to go up, and we're just going to do a plain old kick. This can go really high. Kicking behind your shoulder, you're turned out. You can up and down. I'm going to flex up, point down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to keep the turnout as it goes down. 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Now we're going to take it into that Pilates pike. And I'm going to take this hand down, bring my head in line. I think I have space. And I'm going to go opposite arm to leg. So I'm going to let this contralateral pattern, cross-body movement, play out in my hips and shoulders. I'm not trying to stabilize my torso. I'm going to point back and flex forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. You could breathe the other direction. Really listen into what feels good to you today. Last one. Take it into the back space. I'm going to put my head back on my hands. I'm going to point my toes, leg behind me, circles. And then I'm going to flex and go the other way. So like 5 to 8 circles. Chest open, long neck. And then bend and quad stretch. Taking your knee back. You can also draw your heel into your butt. In that quad stretch, we're then going to just turn in from the hip and turn out from the hip. Rotating in, rotating out. Feeling how that affects the quad, how that affects the tissue of the quadriceps. Remember, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedialis, and rectus femoris. Aha, got it today. Good, and relax. Give it a tap. I feel like that's kind of enough with that leg. Let's take that foot to the floor, grab onto your ankle. If you can't, you can always be here. This is an option. If you can grab from the inside or the outside. We're going to flex the bottom foot straight down below us again, so it's not forward in that pike, it's right underneath. You can see the difference. When my leg goes forward, my head goes forward. When I reach my leg down, I find that length through my whole body. Pulsing up, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inner thigh, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's parallel. Turn it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn it out. Heel up, toes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all we're going to do. I'm not going to make you hold it up there. Come onto your back. Open it up. Big inner thigh stretch. So I can take it up here where my feet are more lined up with my shoulders, or I can lower down. And ideally, it's good to do both, right? You're going to feel the stretch change to different places as you move through that. And my spine is curling here, rounding, and then coming back down. Come into center, just rock from side to side. I have an abundance of cat hair stuck all over my body and going up my nose, even though I swept right before I put the mat down. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, and let's roll onto the other side. It's funny. I know a lot of people that are like really ashamed of having any kind of cat hair on their clothes when they go out. And sometimes I go out. I mean, if I was going somewhere really nice, I might really worry about it. But if I'm going to the gym and I have cat hair on my pants, I'm not really that worried about it. And when I see people with cat hair on them, I kind of feel like, oh, you like animals. And I instantly like them more, right? Like, I feel like your love for a creature has trumped your OCD. So, bravo. Anyway, yeah, if you are worried about cat hair, don't get a white cat. All my cats have white bellies and white feet. So, there's an abundance. And I have to say, it doesn't show up so much on my hot pink stuff. It's the black. All right. I don't even know where we started. Yes, I do. We started turned in with our legs straight down below. So again, here I am in line. Here's the pike, right? Be in line. So you're lengthening through your psoas, you're lengthening through your whole body. Up and down. Turned in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's a whole finch family. 10. Turn it parallel. 1. On the trees outside. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going big. Go big or go home. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to keep that turn out as it goes down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Before we go on, I'm just going to have a little teaching moment talking about what happens when we do those exercises in those different ways. Really talking about your fascia and your muscle fibers and like the groupings of muscles in your body. So your fascia is like if you looked at it under a microscope, parts of it would kind of look almost like cobwebs with water moving along it. It's the organ of form. It's really the thing, like each little muscle fiber has a little fascicle fiber tubule that's holding it, and it's connecting to other ones. And we want those fibers to have the capacity to move against each other so they don't get blocked up, like where they're stuck together, but there's a little bit of movement. So when we do that movement with the leg in those 3 positions, like we're really shifting not only the relationship of the femur head in the joint, but we're shifting the relationship of the tissue to the other tissue, of the fascia to the fascia. When we have tissue that has that kind of mobility, we are less likely to get injured, right? That's the healthy stuff to do. Okay, just trying to give you a little bit more of my experience of fascia, which is fairly deep. I studied connective tissue therapy right after I did movement analysis. So the woman who was teaching the connective tissue therapy would only work with people who had already done movement analysis. So we already had like a bulk of understanding of the human body, anatomy, kinesiology, all that stuff. All right, now we're going forward and backward. So opposite arm to leg, I'm flexing forward, pointing back. Again, I'm inhaling forward, exhaling back. Use your breath in whatever way feels good to you. Feeling the opposite contralateral pattern, opposite arm to leg happening through your torso. Last one. Take it into the back space, point your toes, circles in one direction. Really reaching back. So you should feel like what that feels like for all that tissue to be moving, right? So it's not just, oh, I got the burn in my muscles, but it's also, oh, I'm moving all that tissue in my leg. Let's flex and go the other way. I'm also hydrating that hip socket. So movement is going to be good for our bones, good for our fascia, good for our muscles, ideally good for our organs as well. And then we're going to go ahead and stretch the quads. So when we're working, we don't want to like, I'm going to contract everything and I'm going to work from here. Like we want to have fluidity and agility, right? So we're not driving the car with the brakes on. Now we're going to turn in and out. Again, maybe you can feel that what's happening in your fascia and in your muscles. The tightness that you feel isn't really the muscles, it's more the fascia. And one more thing to say is that our nervous system and our vascular system is routed through our bodies through the fascia, right? Fascia is holding everything together. So we want it to have ease and mobility. Good, and let's let that go. Shake it out. Now we come back into our long line through the body. Grab your foot, stick it on the floor, bottom leg straight underneath you. Really get, I want to say erect, away from your foot. So you're not kind of smunched in there, but you're actively lengthening out. Up and down parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Toes up. 1, 2, lengthen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heel up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Long body. 8, 9, 10. And relax. Take it onto your back. Again, give it a shake first. So there's a little recuperation, right? Shake, shake, shake. Let it go so the tissue is now soft and easy. And then go for your stretch. Inner thighs get to open up. Lower back gets a little massage if you move your legs up and down. If you're tighter here, hold on and help it out, right? If you're looser, makes it easier. It's a lot easier if you're looser. And then release. And let's internally rotate again, one leg and then the other. So again, we're getting that tissue to now go in a totally different direction so that it has capacity. For movement, right? That's what the capacity is. And we're massaging through the hip that we're rolling across. And then shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And let's come on to, okay, we'll come into a straddle. Let's take the arms and legs out to the sides, circle wrists and ankles. Change direction. And then taking it to the side stretch, really side body, lengthening out. Try to keep both butt cheeks on the floor. And we're going to spiral toward the ceiling a little bit, opening up. I come up higher for that. And then pushing into the floor with this bottom hand. And then I'm going to take it down to my leg. So the cats tend to have their own places, and you can see that couch right there. One of the places that Squeaky Deaky likes to be is under that couch, right up against the house. Walk it into center. And there's a chair over there, a wicker chair that has like it's got a little cave in there underneath the legs of the chair because the wicker kind of comes down, and that is where the pea pod likes to hang out. And then come up, side stretch. Breathing into it. Try to not let your butt pop off, but really keep it connected. Then we're going to open towards the ceiling. Breathing into the lungs. So this is all diaphragm, heart, ribs, lungs. Breathing can make you have more movement there. Big, deep breathing. Take it down to your knee. And then walk it into center. Breathe into it. If you're tighter here, here's your other option. You can bring your legs a little bit in, you can bend them, and you can kind of lift up. So we're trying to get the hip bones, these ASIS, top front bones of your hips, forward. Yeah, so you might need to lift to get that space if you're tighter. And then bring it in and give it a bang. Rotate in and out. Bang it up and down. Let's come all the way down. Let's come into a forearm plank, actually. Not all the way down. Almost all the way down. Into a forearm plank on the floor. We're going to do this. It's going to be knee parallel. knee parallel, cross under, knee to outer shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist across, outer shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist, shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist, shoulder, parallel, parallel, twist, shoulder, last set, parallel, parallel, twist, shoulder, and relax. So that parallel turn in and turn out pattern, we've just done it in a bunch of different ways. We did it on our side, we did it with the bottom leg, we just did it in this plank. It will make your workout more three-dimensional, side to side. That will be good for your tissue. Let that massage out your quad. Windshield wipers. Relax your feet, relax your butt, relax your tail. Big breathing, big breath support. Huff and puff. And then let's do the hand jive. Arms out in front, legs behind, crisscross. Breathing. I'm doing 2 inhales, 2 exhales. Lift the whole thing up, open it out. Let's lift the legs up, and you're just going to reach back and touch, reach back and touch, reach back and touch, reach back and touch. We're going to get harder with this in a minute. Reach back and touch the same leg, touch the same leg, touch the same leg, touch the same leg. Relax, drop it down, wag your tail, curl your toes under, push up and down, soften your neck and shoulders. Breathe into it. All right, coming back up. Now we're going to touch the opposite foot. Touch and open, touch. Open, contralateral pattern in the back. Open, touch. Open, everything's lifted. Open, touch, and open, touch, and open, touch, and relax. Drop your head down. Wiggle it out. Big breathing. Soften the head tail. Feel the relationship between your head, your ribs, and your pelvis. Free it up. Yeah, your guts, your heart, and your brain. Free it up. Your mind, your emotions, and your instincts. Another way of looking at that. Thinking, feeling. There's a lot of things we could say about your guts. Gut intuition, primal urges. Let's take your hands next to your chest and lift. Inhale, open, and exhale, take it back down. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale. Think of initiating the movement with your eyes and nose. Looking, opening, pushing with the arms, and then coming back down. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Lower, last one. Inhale up and take it back into your child's pose. Melt, let go, wiggle around, soften your spine, free up that head-tail pattern. Breathing into the front-back space of your body. So in shape flow, in Laban, we call that kind of breathing forward, backward, bulging and hollowing. And we want to think of it happening in both directions. So it's going out and then coming back together. So forward and backward. So as you're breathing into your back, think of breathing into your belly as well. Good. And then coming up. And let's do one contralateral pattern here. Simple, just one. So out and in, out and in. Reaching long. These contralateral patterns are sort of a reset for your nervous system, particularly walking and running. And then curl your toes under. Take it up to a downward dog. Bend one knee and the other. Walk your feet in. You can open them wide, bend your knees over your toes, and then take your tail up. Knees bend and butt to the ceiling. And again, knees bend. This time just roll all the way up, coming all the way up to the top. Ooh, and I am taking a really full hour today. So if you need to blink out, I know some people in my room have things to do. I'm just going to do 5 more minutes, but I want to do some scales of movement. So we're going to go full force into the Laban work. Really simple stuff. So we'll start with the basic scale, the dimensional cross of axis. Just take a minute to feel into your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat if you can. Feel yourself in the space around you. Here we are. And then we're going to go, it'll be probably your right hand. I'm going to go with my left, up and down in the vertical, crossing, and opening in the horizontal, taking it backwards and forwards in the sagittal, switching it to the other side. Vertical, place high, place low. Horizontal, side across, side open, sagittal, backwards and forwards. Again on the first side, up, down, vertical, side across, side open, horizontal, backwards and forwards, sagittal. So this is just the 3 dimensions, the vertical, horizontal, sagittal. Other side, up, down, vertical, side across, side open, horizontal, backwards and forwards, sagittal. If we put a shape around it and connected every point, the shape would be an octahedron, right? So an octahedron has 8 sides and 6 points. So these are the 6 points that we're hitting inside the octahedron. It is a platonic solid. The platonic solids all have equal angles in their and equal sides on their faces. So they're these little equal things. There are 5 of them. And there are 3 of them that we use a lot in the Laban work. One is the cube, a dice. Another one is the octahedron. And the final one is the icosahedron. All right, let's just do the planes and then we'll be done. So we're going to go high right, high left, low right, low left. And we're doing this with both sides of our body. High right, high left, low right, low left. Vertical plane, high right, high left, low right, low left. Horizontal, let's start with the left first. Actually, I'm just going to turn around for you and it will be the left. Left forward middle, right forward middle, left back middle, right back middle. Left forward middle, right forward middle, left back middle, right back middle. Left forward middle, right forward middle, left back middle, right back middle. So when I'm saying left and right, while it is those sides of our body, really what I'm talking about is the space, because I could go left forward middle, left back middle, right forward middle, right back middle, right? Using just one body part. All right, sagittal, last one. We're going to have forward high. We'll do the whole thing cycling around. So first let's start with, you're probably going to start with your left, it's my right. We're going to go forward high, forward low, backward high, forward high, forward low, backward high. Change it to the other side. Still forward high, still the same points. Forward low, backward high. Forward high, forward low, backward high. I'm just going to show you what that would look like. There's my forward high, forward low, backward high, just to show you where I'm reaching. My forward high is going to have more forward than it has high, forward low, more forward than it has low. It's like this big rectangular shape. All right, let's inhale, open up, stretch it out, feeling what we feel in our bodies. Give it a shake. Let everything go as it comes down. Inhale, open. Exhale. Let go. Droopy voice. Tongue is really relaxed. When I relax my tongue, it's really hard to be angry about anything. So if you're feeling amped up, try just relaxing your tongue and relaxing your mouth. This is one of the special skills that Anthony and I have in our relationship. That if things get too charged, we just talk in a droopy voice and then everything's okay. Inhale, open. Exhale, drop it down. Bend your knees. Shift from side to side. Let it go. And I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try. I think I can, to show you this little wonder. There he is, the star of the show. He doesn't care. And then, yeah, pea pods. There's a little more chaos on the way to pea pods, so she doesn't get to be highlighted today. All right, I am going to stop recording or stop streaming. So if you are in the stream or seeing it on the replay, please like and subscribe and share it with all your friends. Everyone needs to move more, and it helps if we know something about what we're doing or have some concept